Good morning, you guys. Wow. So, this is a really interesting reading. Okay. So, I took my notes, as you can see, they're right over there. So, one of the people in one of the comments, Kevin, had posed a good question. He had said, because of all of the manipulation that we've heard about that's happened with our calendar, um, and understanding that April is technically supposed to be the beginning of a new year, he wanted to know if that was true and if April, the month that we call April, would actually be the beginning of the new year of 2024. So first I had to ask if the calendar has actually been manipulated, right? Because we got to start, we never just want to assume, even though we think we know. We never just want to assume. So I set all of my intentions, as I usually do, you guys, and I asked if our calendar has been manipulated, right? So I got yes, it's very much been manipulated, and that we're in a time now where there's a light being shown on it. Uh, they they did this because their belief systems, their witchcraft, their manifesting, it benefits them. It benefits them to have manipulated our calendar. All right. So, and I'll show you why it benefits them. There's something very healing in it for them. All right. So you got the Empress there at the bottom driving this entire reading. So for them, there's something that they can do. It benefits them to have us confused about the months and the year. So it's been very beneficial to them. They've put a lot of work into this. They've manifested this so that they can create their own magic, you guys. So that they can create their own magic. And they do that via like witchcraft and through the airways and, through witchcraft and technology. So yeah, it's been manipulated, but there is a light being shown on that right now. So then I asked with just this and what we think we know, I asked if the month that we call April would actually be the beginning of our new year, right? So I got that it's far more complicated than that. So it's way more complicated. If you look at these cards, there's a lot of chaos with the manipulation of our time. They've ended our time several times, and they've enjoyed doing that. They've wished all of this manipulation onto us. Now, let me explain something to you. These guys, and you guys probably already know this, but in case someone new to the channel doesn't understand it, these guys work with the magic that we talk about here all the time. We have that within us. We're divine beings. We come from source. We are magical, absolutely magical. And numbers hold particular frequencies and vibrations. And, when you're looking at astrology, those things hold particular vibrations, right? And all of these things they use in their own magic, all right? And that's stuff that we can use in our own magic. They don't want us being magical for our own sake. They want us to manifest for them. So they try to keep us scrambled in as many ways as possible. They scramble our frequencies. They do all sorts of things to us to keep us from being in our true glory, honestly. So it would benefit these guys greatly for us not to really know what month we're in, what our true sign is. It would benefit them greatly. And then they get to use the truth for their own manifesting. And, we're left out in the cold, right? So that's basically what I asked is, through all of this manipulation that we're seeing, is it to stop us from being our magical selves? And I got yes. It keeps us very small. It keeps us very small. And they've manipulated it maybe even up to 5 times, you guys. So time has been manipulated, and then it's been manipulated again, and then it's been manipulated again and again. I mean, maybe as many as 5 times. They've ended the time that we were in, and they've recreated another one. They enjoy doing this quite a lot. So it's very complicated, this time thing. But it's been very much manipulated, and the light is being shown on that right now. So we're going to be finding out truths around that, you guys. But they did that for their own benefit so that they can create their magic, and, through witchcraft and technology, through the airways. So I find that very interesting. So I went ahead and I said, all right, so according to the months that we call, April and whatnot, would that be technically the beginning of our year? Can you show me at least that much, right? So would the month that we call April right now, according to the time that they've got us living under, would the month that we call April actually be the beginning of a new year? And so what we got was, we got the Page of Swords, and we got the Death and Rebirth card. That's the higher arcana, right? And then we got happy endings. So technically, April, as Spirit sees it, April is when those winds come in of change. So that's when the death starts to disappear and the rebirth starts to happen, and a cycle has ended, which I find very interesting, don't you guys? So, yeah, so the cycle has ended technically with that rebirthing. So that would technically be the ending of the year. So I said, all right, so are you telling me that possibly May, the month that we call May, would actually be spring, where where what should be like our spring, where everything is birthed into life, should that technically be the beginning of our new year? And I got the Emperor, you guys. I got the Emperor, which is a yes for me. But you guys got to remember, we've been manipulated maybe up to 5 times. So if they've rearranged the months, it's very interesting. Okay. So I said, this is very complicated. Can you give me a little bit of a story around it? And I got that there's a lot of work that has gone into all of this manipulation to create a lot of disappointments, so that we can't really look out and clearly decipher the new. So I find that really interesting, you guys. I wonder if April, this would have been a really, really long read. And maybe if one of you guys remind me to touch back on this, I can ask a couple more questions. Go ahead and give me some questions to ask. But what I'm wondering is, they took that month out, we think. I should have asked that, you guys. I'm just going to cut the cards right now. I'm just going to cut them maybe 3 times. I'm going to cut them. And I'm going to ask if they put a month in, because we've heard, haven't we, that we should have 13 months. So I'm just going to ask right now, if we put another month in, if we moved April to where May should be, where May is, the months that we call April and May, if we put another month in and we moved April to where May is right now, if that would technically be the beginning of our new year, the year that we would call right now as the energy stands, the year 2024. Yes. Yes. All right, you guys. So very interesting, right? We just got a yes. There's a lot of cards here. It's very complicated. So basically what we've been told is that through this reading, what I'm getting anyway, you guys, is that it's been manipulated, and they've manipulated it maybe up to 5 times. They've ended time and started something new, and they've created a lot of chaos around that to keep us very small, so that we're not in our full power, right? As they've done with everything that they've lied to us about. They've manipulated this. They've done it because it creates good stuff for them. They're able to really work their magic here through their witchcraft and their technology. But there is a light being shown on it now, you guys. So we're going to find out the whole truth. We are. So, the end result is that if we bumped another, it's looking like if we bumped another month into our calendar year and we moved April to where May is technically now, they're saying that technically that would be the beginning of the new year, because they're saying to me that April comes in and there's a continuation of the death and the rebirth before a cycle ends so that a new one can begin. Is that making sense to you guys? And, I got clarification on that with the Emperor. So, very interesting. So if we added, according to what I'm getting, if we added another month and we bumped the month that we call April into the month that we call May, technically that would be our spring, and technically that would be the beginning of the new year, if we did things a little more correctly than we have been doing thus far. But the good news is that there's lights being shown on this. And yeah, so I don't know, you guys, that's what I'm getting. I hope that you found some value in this. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions around this, go ahead and put it in the comments. And we'll see what we get with this. This is another one of those really, really complicated things, like like so many other things. They've really messed with us maybe up to 5 times. So very interesting that they've ended our time maybe up to 5 times and recreated something else just to keep us scrambled and small. And to keep them flowing nicely, oh my goodness. How interesting, right? Okay, you guys, well, that's what I'm getting anyway. Until next time, many, many blessings, much, much love. I hope that you found some value in this. Very interesting, I think. All right, you guys, until next time, take care.